Vaping with the Ohmies. 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 Vaping with the Ohmies.
Welcome everybody, welcome to the show. Let me introduce you to some dudes in case you don't know. First we got Aziz all the way from Kuwait. Always got a point when it's time for debate. Oh my Lanta, some call him Dan. Got the dad jokes in the palm of his hand. Boom Sauce McNasty got his eyes on the news. Got his ear to the streets and he's down for the crew. Next up is Clown, the DIY king. Got a juice line and some coils that sing. Then there's a bear who's smarter than average. Quick with a wit, his name Vapor Swaggins. Then there's the homie, we know him as Frames. And too many guests to remember the names. Together they make up this killer vape panel. So hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Vaping with the Ohmies. 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 Vaping with the Ohmies.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Vaping with the Ohmies. What's in the news, Poon Sauce? Alright, guys. It's that time for Dan's Dad Joke of the Week.
What is going on, Ohmies, and welcome back for a brand new episode of Vaping with the Ohmies, of course. We got a couple fill-ins tonight because we're down to Clown, but we picked up an Angry Hippie and Palmer's Powders. And, of course, we got Mr. Poon Sauce McNasty and myself hanging out, as always. And shout-outs to all you guys out there in chat. Hopefully you guys had a marvelous Monday, as I say in the cloud checks. You know, started the work week. Hopefully went by, you know, pretty easy. Went by pretty quick. I know my work day actually went by pretty quick, pretty stress-free for the most part, and I'm ready just to hang out with the boys, you know, shoot the shit, talk about some vape topics and stuff like that, because we do actually have some vape topic stuff to talk about once we get to that. But of course, we're going to start the show off, as we often do, talking about what we are going to be vaping on through the show tonight, you know, our vape buffet, our selections, all that good stuff. So let's hear from Mr. Palmer's Powders. What you got in front of you today?
Up, everybody? Happy Monday.
Yeah, dude.
Just scatting skaboodled on the way back from the shop. Look what was in the mail. Some toffee custard.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Steel Valley Vapors. Always keeping us fresh. And that's going in RDA for vaping on top of the Trishul V2 with some breeze tones inside. And that's the Ghost Chop Top. It's like black and white and it's delicious. And then next up, I got, you know, AP Merle's Mod. Mm-hmm. RDA for vaping on top, nothing different, just, you know, it's just got my name on it. And then more breeze tones inside, sea glass chop top, because that thing is sexy.
Yes, it is.
It looks like glass, so that's why I like it. And then I got some Pango from Transistor, and this is really delicious. Shout outs to Swags, because it's good. It's really good.
Some good stuff, dude.
It's solid.
I even over drip, you know, pro tips the Tango Melon, and then I just immediately went into Pango right after that on the same wicks.
Good move. Good move.
Yeah. And yeah, that's all I got. What do you got, Sean?
Well, I'm using this guy here. It's that Saint mod with the Goon LP and a Stay Gold chop top on there. This thing's loaded with those staggered stapled Ivy coils from Shane over there at Saddle Horse Blues. They're friggin' rowdy as hell. They're hot as hell, and they make the liquid so good.
I was gonna say they got to be nice in that nice reduced chamber. That
oh yeah, and some OG butterscotch custard from the homie Overdrip.
Yeah.
This is before the days of testing ground. This is his hand mix, and I'm enjoying this blast from the past right here. And up next, I broke out this guy. How many people remember this thing? It's the Unicorn Mods Bastard MDX, the Just Right Red Edition, with the Rye 1.2 on top and a Blood Money chop top, just to pull that shit all together. Got AJ Holland 4 cores in that. This thing was built in a build-off on the green room over on the Frames Janklin Vapor channel. If you guys didn't see it, we had to try to race AJ Holland to see if we could do this faster than he could. Spoiler alert. Couldn't build it faster than AJ.
No.
But inside of that, I got some of this peanut butter custard that was mixed by Uncle Chris. This is another one of his little throwback jams, something he is, he's got in his arsenal, but not in the main lineup, and I'm enjoying that, and constantly reminding him that I hope that's the next one he releases.
Dude, we're all begging for different stuff, dude.
Yeah, and then he turns around and teases us and says that it may not even be an
that's gonna be
might not
totally
even be
different.
like a dessert one. We're
Yeah,
like,
dude.
So that's it for me. What do you got, Mr. McNasty?
Yeah, I got a few things. First off, I finally built and wicked this guy since I got it to work finally. I got my ether on top of the Sigelli 213. And inside of there, I'm testing out, where's the bottle? Actually, is this? No, this is the older version.
Hold that 213 back up. We got to see
got
that gloriness.
some of that, never mind that shit, here comes Mango from our good buddy, Mr. Sifu. Inside of there, and then I got my MK Regina with Dwarf DL, and this is what I have the version 2 of. Inside of there, I am testing out version 2 of never mind that shit, here comes Mango, with, I guess he found a new champagne he's testing out and see what he thinks of it, so I'm putting it through its paces, liking it. May need a little bit more steep time, but it's pretty delicious so far. And then next, I got the GT4S on top of the mix with a little Chiquita Ghost. The
God damn.
And then
It's actually a pretty clean looking setup.
Yeah.
Mika from the Pack Leader, our good friends over at Rescue. Other than that, that's all I got. What about you, James?
All right, I've actually got quite a few things in front of me tonight, which is a little different. I've kind of been keeping it simple lately, but I've actually got 4 things that I'm going to be vaping on throughout the show.
Uh-oh, he's out of control.
Yeah, I got this guy. Got the Foxy one with the Druga RTA from Og Vape, and I've got to say, I've really been enjoying this little setup there. I've got a J-Boy single alien on the inside with a pine chop top, that new pine color. Just look at that. You guys know me, my green. Kind of, it's the closest that I can get to the green of the leather on this. So it's not super matchy, but it's pretty damn close. Inside of this, killing the last little bit of that McMango's Mayhem from my man Hogitz Yogitz, aka Mitch. This stuff's just absolutely banging inside of this Druga RTA. Just super, super delicious. Next setup I've got, of course, I can't put this damn thing down. K Vapors 21700 Turk edition with the Nightmare 25 from Suicide Mods on top. Got a just white tip from DHD. Inside of this, I also have some quad core aliens from our man AJ Holland on the inside of this bad boy, and they are just ripping and roaring with some #BananaLand. Boule, Bolu. Tastes absolutely phenomenal out of this setup, and I'm just really enjoying that Suicide Mods Nightmare for sure. Next thing I've got here is the Og Vape Intake Dual that we built up on the show on Friday with Wire Talk with Big G. If you missed the green room, go check that out. Sean pulled out the win from underneath me there. I thought I had it, man, but Sean came through and got it. On top of my Warlocks Guardian DNA 250C from the late, great Mark Clough from The Gathering Vapor. One of my prized possessions. Inside of this, I put a set of some Breeze Tones 28 gauge aliens, and I've got some more Hogitz Yogits, some of his the Pits Mango Lemonade, and I gotta say, this stuff's pretty damn refreshing and pretty good, man. Very nice, very light on the palate, nothing like super overpowering or anything like that. Very nice stuff. And the last setup, I've got a stack. Wow. Yeah, the nightstick, as I like to call it, the MDX 2.0 Countdown Pro stack with the Axial Pro with the series deck on top. This has got a set of 4-core aliens for British eyes only, believe it or not. And got a Blizzard chop top on top of there. And I've got some butterscotch custard from the testing grounds. That overdrip butterscotch, absolutely delicious stuff. And that's it for me as far as the vape selections go. So with all that being said, that's going to wrap up the buffets here. And it's time to throw it over to my man, Mr. Poon Sauce, for a little bit about what might be happening in the news. Of course, I'm going to tell you guys, always check it out every other Wednesday on the Poon Sauce McNasty channel. You can catch what's in the news with Poon Sauce McNasty and Logan Exhales. Find out anything that is happening, advocacy-wise when it comes down to vapes. When it comes down to, the whole, PACT Act that's been in it. Why can't I talk about the new, vape mail ban that has been put into effect? Anything that's going on with that, Corey's been really, really on top of. He's actually really been on top of it, and I'm actually really proud of him for just because anytime I have a question, I just go to Corey, and he's just like, this is what's going on. So if you guys want to find out what's going on, check it out over there on Poon Sauce's channel every other Wednesday. So it's time for a little sneak peek here of what's in the news.
Well, this isn't really anything vape news related, really. This is just something I wanted to kind of talk about a little bit, because we all know that most of us are community based and all that kind of stuff, where whenever there's somebody within the community that's going through a difficult situation or a tough time, we kind of just show our support and do all that. There's somebody that's recently gone through a kind of a difficult time. I don't know if you guys know of him, but he's in all kinds of chats. Mr. Jangles. He recently just went through a hardship family-wise, and I just wanted to come on and say that him and his family are in all of our thoughts. It's hard to bounce back from something like that happening, but you have a family within the community that's always going to be there for you, and if you ever need somebody to talk to, you can reach out to anybody in the panel, almost anybody in chat. He shows up everywhere. He's all over the place. But just wanted to kind of put out there that he's in all of our thoughts, and if he ever needs anything, that he knows who we can reach out to. It's never easy to go through what he's going through right now, but just wanted to come out and say that he has support from so many different people right now. And
awesome, Corey.
That is all I got.
Of course, like I said, guys, if you guys want to check out the show, make sure you guys would go over there, subscribe to Poon Sauce's channel, hit that notification bell. That way you guys get notified whenever Logan and Poon Sauce go live. Of course, you can also check out what's happening over there on Poon Sauce's channel. He's been doing a beer review almost every day. So if you guys are interested and you guys want to go check that out, go over there and tune in. So with that, guys, today's topic is, we've been doing the show for, this is the 3rd season now. And I know if any of you guys have been watching since the beginning, then you have definitely noticed a, sort of a trend when it comes down to just the way the buffets happen, things that pop up in the buffets. Things have kind of changed in our vape styles, and things have come and gone, and there's new things that we're vaping on compared to things that we used to vape on, liquid wise, hardware wise, mod wise, atomizer wise. Some of us are using more restricted direct lung situations compared to wide open sort of cloud chucky situations. So Corey was the one that kind of brought this up, and I'll just kind of start because we were just talking about kind of just looking back at how our vape style has changed over the past few years. And I could say for me personally, I could definitely say I've had a few of those trends happen where it's like I find this new thing and I'm hooked for a little while, and then all of a sudden I kind of find my way back to my norm. But I could definitely say the one thing that has never changed for me is I've always been a big dual coil mech mod guy. That's never changed. That's just been since day one. That's just my go-to. But I will say there has been times that I've kind of picked up on things for a while and kind of hung on to it for a little bit, and I kind of rocked with that for a little while. Of course, the tubes are still kind of trickled in along with it, but I went through a squonking phase there for a while, man, where I was rocking my 1 Gen M. I was rocking my DS constantly. My Drip Tech or my Defiant Designs DS was my daily banger with the TM24 Pro series. And like,
it's so good though,
dude. Like I still vape it. To this day, I've kind of found myself not using the bottle very much anymore. I just use it as a parallel box. But I definitely have seen that I've kind of steered away from the squonking as of late. But there was a time where like I was heavy into the squonking, and then that's kind of when I fell into like the little single coil flavor banger RDAs. I came across a couple of those, but I've definitely kind of gone out of that, and I've kind of gone more into like more restricted direct lung, tanks, and like I've really gotten into RTAs as of late, which is something that I never used to vape on, which has kind of been interesting because I used to hate RTAs because I could never get them to wick right. It just wasn't for me, but I've recently, thanks to my man Uncle Chris giving me some pointers and stuff like that over time, I've figured out how to get an RTA to work for me, and then I've also figured out that I actually do enjoy like a mouth to lung sort of situation from time to time, or a nice restricted direct lung like I get from the Ether, which has been one of my favorites at the moment, which I've been wanting to set back up. But I definitely can say that my it's kind of been like up and down. It's like the mech mods have always been there, but it's like mech mods sprinkled in with a couple squonkers, and then I went from squonking to like RTAs, and then from RTAs I went to kind of like mouth to lung restricted direct lung sort of thing, and it's just like they all kind of cycle in and out, as time goes. I've noticed, you know what I mean? Like for a short period I'll be into this thing, and then it's like okay, I'm gonna move into this thing. So what about you, Sean?
That's one of those things that I think, right, is like when you're a hobbyist vapor, right, like we all are, you like to experiment and experience all the different ways you can vape. Because I know, like myself, when I started vaping, mouth to lung really was your main style of vaping. Back in late 2015, early 2016, the big cloud chucking movement and like tanks and stuff hadn't really fully begun yet.
Yeah.
TFV4 was still prevalent. TFV8 was just about to drop at that stage.
Right when I really came into vape, came into vaping and got into the hobbyist side of it, I feel like that was right when that transition started happening, where the cloud chucking was like really a big thing,
Me too. Like the TFV8 dropped, I remember that, and like that was around the time that I was getting into cloud chucking. And it wasn't that wasn't what got me there. I was using Aspire products. But it was when I learned to build, and I kind of I realized that was the way. I would never go back to a pre-built coil head of any kind. But what I found interesting is that over time, my airflow has dramatically changed, because in that era, 2016, 2017, I wanted huge airflow. I wanted the most airflow I could have. I think about the Twisted Messes Cube and how much airflow in its 4 big holes that really has, and I would rock that wide open.
Yeah.
And now here I am. I'll vape this rye with just the bottom little row of holes open, which is extremely restricted by that comparison, and even that feels a little bit airy to me sometimes. I also find it interesting that I never bothered with a tank until I tried MTL. And MTL I didn't even bother with until a year ago now, maybe. Right as this resurgence of mouth to lung had happened.
That's about when I got into it too, because mouth to lung never really was a thing for me. I'd use a pod system here and there just to get me by. But like mouth to lung was never really that's why I didn't get into vaping sooner, because everything was mouth to lung and it just didn't do it for me. What I mean?
All those little Cigalikes and the little cardomizers and stuff, it would be fine.
I wouldn't get enough. It wasn't giving me enough.
It wasn't
getting it.
It wasn't it exactly, and it's like once I realized cloud chucking was a thing and what that really why that mattered, that was it was point on. And I mean, to the point now that I still find I want that vape even when I'm dialing back, if that makes sense. Like, in a single coil, I still want a 0.2, 2.5 millimeter rowdy, cloudy build. So even if I'm restricting it, I still want the heat, no matter what. But what I wonder about is Ashton, because I know Ashton
he's been all over the place.
Yeah, he's been all over the goddamn world of vaping as far as styles are concerned.
I guess it all just goes back to really why I quit. I quit for, had my son 7 years ago, and it's been 7 years since I quit. And crazy thing is, like, I started back when it was all cartomizers and shit. And like, that was like the thing to me, is it's just been this whole journey of like jumping through these loopholes to get to like just learning the knowledge. Like, once I found out the knowledge of it, then things started getting better. Like, once you really learned how to dial in your wicking, or once you really figured out which build worked in this thing for you, or how you had to wick it, that was kind of what I was after, was just really like the chase of like making everything run right,
Yeah.
But
finding that
I
next
started
perfect
from
vape.
like the mouth to lung, because everything was fucking mouth to lung or restricted back in the day. And then, RDAs and building came into play, and that's when I got into like a K-Fun, and like I had this Trident RDA way back in the day. And that's when I started, building, and things were still pretty restricted then. It wasn't until like I had like the Plume Veil V2, and that, I mean, if you were to vape one of those today with a 510 on it, it would probably still be pretty restricted, like,
by today's standards.
Yeah, but back
so
then
and
it
like,
was
if
wide
you think
open,
about even now, with just like rocking the RDA for vaping, hashtag 2-hole crew, it's still got that good restrictedness, but it's like there's still so much more air. You know what I mean? It's just it's so different. I also I feel like the seasons, like certain seasons make me crave certain kind of vapes. Like towards the summertime, I always, for some reason, I crave like a billet box styled AIO vape in the summertime. I don't know why, but I just do. And then come into maybe Christmas time, I'm always like craving like a cloudy, this is always in the situation, but I kind of crave like MTL and maybe a little bit higher nick coming into the winter for some reason, kind of like you crave sugar or something. But I don't know. I think at the end of the day, I just like it all, and I try to enjoy everything for what it is. Sometimes I'm a little bit, I don't give things too much time or enough time, and then I'm like, on to the next thing. But I think everybody can kind of get like stuck in that rut or something. My favorite thing is to go backwards, even if you have to go to mouth to lung, and even build a round wire build, and just like go to ground zero and then figure it all out again. You know what I mean? Like, kind of just take yourself back.
Oh yeah.
That's an interesting point too, because like one of the things that's changed is our wire tech. Like,
oh, big time.
We've some of us have gotten so accustomed to that vape from an alien that a round wire build, sometimes you just gotta pull it all back and see how the mechanics of it all vapes with a simple build.
Well, and it's almost like nostalgic too. Like, if you think about juices that we were vaping on, even 3-4 years ago, and maybe some of those companies might not be around. Maybe the recipe might not be exactly the same because they've had to substitute certain concentrates for other things. I kind of like get to that point where I'm like, last summer they re-released Animal Carnage, which was a strawberry red vines, and I vaped it, and like the nostalgia halfway through that bottle was there for me. You know what I mean? Like, it brought me back to like 2015 summer, drinking a fucking ice cold cola, vaping some red vines.
Can I just take a second real quick, because something just happened right now that I would never really expected to happen because I don't put it out there. But I want to give a huge shout out to Edward Sterling, because he is my first official Patreon.
Awesome.
And I honestly was never expecting anybody to join, and I'm honestly kind of blown away.
I I'm a little weirded out because how was I not aware you had set up a Patreon?
I just made one just so that it was there, but I've never said anything about it.
Well, it's like, think about it. It's like just
because I feel weird about it, dude. You know, I feel
time
weird.
comes around and
but
maybe
dude, I appreciate the hell out of you, bro. I really do. Thank you, Mike. Thank you.
Awesome.
For real. I mean, now that I'm aware that this man has a goddamn Patreon account, y'all should really go support that dude because he's one of the hardest working people behind the scenes, and a lot of people don't give the man enough credit for that. That's dope.
That's awesome.
Anywho, sorry to sidetrack the whole chat here, but it sidetracked me because I saw it in chat and I had to go look, and sure as hell, it's a thing.
That's dope.
Well, just so you know, Edward, you're gonna have a package of some sort coming your way soon. We'll talk through Patreon, bro. We'll talk.
That's awesome.
Heck yeah.
Anywho, Corey,
yeah, what about
you,
Poon
bro?
Sauce?
Yeah, Poon Sauce. Let's hear it.
So, obviously, you guys have been here for the entire fucking journey of this weird
Well, you just pulled up
thing
a
of
load of
vaping.
fire in the buffet, so
Yeah. So you guys know me from back in the day. I used to not vape anything if it didn't stack. Well, like maybe going on maybe a year and a half now, I've gotten a stick up my ass where I like regulated DNA, single coil, restricted direct lung. And it kind of went into a bad situation with that because I'm spending a lot of money on shit that I shouldn't really be spending money on, but it's creating like a vape experience that I don't know if it's just because I've gotten lazy to where I'm not using a dripper as much. It's just easier for me to fill a tank, but there's just something about instead of like being that more kind of like cloud chaser kind of vapor like I used to be, I'm more of a flavor chaser now, if that's a weird avenue that I ever thought I'd be down. But I still like picking up like a dual coil RTA or an RDA every once in a while, but 95% of the time the first thing I'm going to pick up off my desk is a single coil restricted direct lung RTA, probably on a DNA fucking mod. I don't know why. It's just like the highest thing I'm running right now is at 40 watts. What? Coming from somebody who literally 8.4 volts are life, and then 3.5 volts.
You ever get that point where you're on like using a mech and it almost gets kind of like you're just like almost bored of it, like it almost doesn't satisfy you enough?
I don't think it didn't satisfy me. It's just there was something that maybe there was like well, I guess you could say it might have been something that's like a not satisfying thing because like I already like when it comes to like my RTAs and stuff, that I was always like directing towards that because there's something about it that just when the flavor is so good and just like it's giving you that dense kind of not so cloudy vape, but it's just
there.
It's addicting, and then you get down the rabbit hole of buying higher end products, and then you're like, my entire life is fucking changed.
Yeah.
Because those are the things that I kind of direct myself toward because it's just the quality's great, the end product, the end result is fucking fantastic. And if like right now, if everything went to shit, no more vaping when it comes to like vape mail, shops and anything, I kind of would be happy with what I have right now. And that's just how it is. I still want more stuff. Like with that new suicide mods things that they just announced, I might be going down another rabbit hole of
I'm on that train, dude.
I'm like, oh no,
so ready.
Somebody else could be taking most of the fucking money I have. So this is gonna be my first experiencing with like borrow tanks and all that shit. So I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm gonna take all my money once that thing comes out and just gonna take over my life because
got a bunch of
to me
bridges for it.
Yeah, like I want to get bridges. Just like I've always been interested in the idea of the billet box. It was just the community wasn't my favorite, first of all, because I know a bunch of people that were in the kind of billet box community, and it's kind of toxic at times. But putting this other thing out there that will kind of put me into a direction of, okay, I get to try all that stuff without being involved in really the...
Well, it really changes the placement of everything if you think about it. It changes, like, the air's not coming in through a box. It's not... There's so many different attributes to it, and then at the end of the day, kind of like what Breezestone was talking about the other day with me, with it, is it allows everybody all around the world. It makes, you know, using a bridge or just trying to do like that all-in-one similar thing way more affordable at the end of the day, and way more accessible to everybody at every different corner.
Instead of being excited about the new RDA, the new tank now or new mod from Suicide Mods, I can see them going the route of, okay, we're gonna create our own Boros now with different ideas that we possibly had with like single coil designs they were looking for, and kind of incorporate that to be into that situation. It's just something that's like, I'm getting more down to, like how I said before, the whole flavor aspect of things, but it's just, that's what I look for. Like, I honestly can't tell you the last time I picked up a stack or used a stack tube. I mean, I still use my Mech mods.
Fuck, it's been like 2 years since I've touched a stack.
I know, it's like all the guys in Discord, a lot of people in chat used to give me shit all the time for having that attitude of, I'm not buying a mech if it doesn't have a stack section. And it's just, that's how I was at the time. But then kind of that went away over time, and it was just
a fucking nightstick.
Someone say stack?
Well, yeah, it's like there's a horde of them.
Dude, honestly, can I take a second as well and talk about like the fact that this series deck for this Axial Pro is fucking legit, dude. Legit. Because I haven't had any series coils in a while, but I've been really wanting to vape like a stack. And I was like, man, I don't know what to do. And then light bulb, wait, Axial Pro series deck. What does that do? Doubles the ohms of your coils instead of cutting them in half. So what did I do? Put, a nice set of some low boys in here that ended up coming out to a perfect 0.33, which is around like my perfect like series vape. Anywhere from a 0.3 to 0.35 is like what I like for a series. And dude, quad core aliens in a series vape, yeah, buddy.
Yeah, dude. And then it's cool because it's not such a, I mean, obviously it's still super thirsty with all that voltage, but you're not like metal coil thirsty. There's not so much surface area there to just suck your juice dry, which is cool. I would definitely try to, I would like to experience that. That's for sure.
It's nice, dude. It's really nice. Not only that, but like, say like, dude, like if I wanted to
put it on a series box.
That's what I was saying. Or like if I want to put it on a Hexome and crank that puppy up to 100. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. Fuck, I never thought about that.
Dude, it's awesome, dude. I'm really enjoying that. Not only that, dude, but can I talk about, if anybody is interested in this liquid, buy it, first of all, because it's fucking good. And I'm not just saying that because Chris is my boy. I'm saying it because it's fucking good, and I've already killed 2 bottles of this shit.
I can't wait.
On top of the countless 100 ml bottles that Chris has sent me in the past that I've killed. But dude, this stuff in a series, bro, brings that custard out just that little bit extra, and you get a little bit more of that egginess, bro. Dude, Sean, if you haven't vaped it in a series, bro, you gotta try the new recipe in a series, dude, because that that egginess comes out, and
I haven't vaped a series in a couple of years now. The last series I vaped would have been the Bastard V2.
That's right.
From Unicorn when I got that. And I have a great mod that I have yet to try in series.
Oh,
I've got
dude.
the Strakoza.
Yeah, dude. You gotta set that puppy up, dude.
To try the Strakoza in series, so I may have to do that.
Dude.
Yeah, because
It's
that
good,
could
bro.
be fun.
It's good.
The challenge with series when you don't have a series deck like
Yeah,
though.
it's finding the right build.
Yeah, well, not even just that, but finding the right addy that can house that damn thing.
Yeah. Well, it's
You
all
know?
about the mass, bro. It's all about the mass of your coils, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, you could make a big fucking series build, dude, and it can get you the...
Yeah, I mean, 22
resistance
gauge,
you need.
10 reps is going to get you a 0.3,
Yeah,
but
like, that's a lot of fucking mass, you know,
That's
to
a
heat
lot
up. That's
of
a lot
wire.
of ramp up, you know what I mean? That's a lot of heat, you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm actually kind of excited. Shout out to my man AJ Holland, because I'm grabbing up a couple sets of his high ohms to try out, because with his high ohms, they're lower mass, you know what I mean? Usually like smaller gauges, so they're not quite as big, and they're still pretty big coil, but they're a little bit lighter in the gauge, so I'm kind of curious to see how those are going to perform. So I'm very excited to try those out for sure.
it's an interesting concept, too, because as I recall, he's also got a slightly higher resistance in those than most people's. I think they're like a 3.6, aren't they?
No, they're 0.27 for his high.
Oh, are they? They're
Yeah,
lower
so
than normal.
If anything, what I probably will do is I'll probably add a wrap.
Yeah, there's definitely
just
enough
for
leg
myself.
to do it.
Yeah,
Because them's going to be some hot boys.
yeah. Either that, or I might throw them in something and put that on my hexome, dude.
I also have another
You know what I mean?
recommendation. For
Give me a
if
reason to
you-
break out the hexome, dude. I've had a hexome for fucking years, and I hardly ever use it, dude.
And if you ever have AJ's high ohms, they do work fantastic in a fucking single coil, let me tell you.
Oh, yeah, I believe that is a single. Because with that surface area, flavor's got to be out of control.
Insane. And it fits in
Right.
the GT4S like nothing. So if it can fit in a 23.5 millimeter RTA.
That's another thing that really changed my mind. Is I never thought, 2-3 years ago, that I could get the kind of vape and flavor out of a single coil that I've learned I can get.
Mm-hmm.
That dude Tenacious TX Vapes really let me down with that Reverie, and I thought I was never gonna ever get flavor from single. No, I'm just kidding.
Dude, honestly, if you want to get some more flavor from that Reverie, put a Trinity glass cap on it.
Yo, honestly, the thing that I really found about the Reverie that blew my mind, you talk about something you never thought you'd vape, right? A single vertical coil addy. I found 2 millimeter ID, so like micro
Tiny,
coil. Yeah, I would do like dual core fuse Clapton on a 2 millimeter in that thing, and actually the flavor was so good it blew me away.
Dude, someone in
so-
chat's vaping on a stack Strakoza right now.
Look at that. Yeah,
So
red
Vic
vapes.
He says it rips, dude.
I believe it. Strakoza was cool, man. I really commend him for that idea of floating batteries.
Yeah,
And
it's a trip, dude.
yeah, I hear he's got something new he's dropping. So I need to go take a look at that and find out what's going on. Cause
Funny because he's talking about how he's vaping on the Violator, and while we're sitting here doing the show, I just purchased the Violator as well.
You just bought one right now?
Yeah, I bought one off QP's website.
Nice.
Huh.
So one thing that we haven't talked about, we talked about like the different types of devices and stuff that we vape. What about liquids? How has that changed over the years for you? I know for me, when I first started, I was strictly fruit flavors. Strictly fruit or candy flavors. That was it. Like I would not touch a dessert. I wouldn't touch a bakery. I wouldn't touch a custard. Was not for me. I was strictly just fruit flavors. But as time's gone on, the first bakery flavor that I tried that I actually enjoyed was Savage Marcellus, and if any of you guys know me, that was my all-day vape for the longest time. It was a creamy lemon tart, and after I found that, it was no longer being made, I had to find something else. So I broke out and I started trying, different things, and I found a couple other I tried Smack She's a Dime, which is like a lemon lime cake pop, which is actually a pretty nice liquid as well. And I just kind of, started trying things here and there. And then I found this, I ordered like a mystery bag or something from a site, and I got this French Toast e-liquid from the Frenchaholics, I think is who it was by. And I was like, I don't know. I smelled it, and it smelled delicious, dude. It literally smelled like French toast. I was like, oh. dude, this smells really good. I gotta try it. So I tried it, and come to find out, it wasn't half bad. You know what I mean? And I was like, you know what? Maybe I need to start giving some more of these, you know, bakery, desserty flavors more of a try. And then next thing you know, Uncle Chris comes in and ruins my life because he shows me the custard way. And then, dude, for the longest time I was vaping like strictly custards, bakeries. Like, he totally took me down his flavor palette because like that's Uncle Chris, bro, in a nutshell. Bakeries, desserts, custards, that's his jam. That's what he likes. Mainly the custards is his jam. And he turned me on to him, man, and I fell in love. And now it's like I've got a mix of the fruits that I absolutely love and just can't get enough of, as well as some bakeries and some custards and things that I never thought I would have tried until I got that one liquid that was like, hey, maybe I should give these a shot. What about you, Ashton? Because I know you were like me, strictly... Well, even more so because you were strictly one liquid for the longest time.
Well, yeah, it probably didn't help that I helped create the flavor years ago, and that's just kind of what I lingered to forever. My big thing was, I guess, when you came up here this summer and we were at the cabin and just having Boule in the RDA for vaping on top of that, on top of the lightsaber, it was like...
Dude.
I don't know. You got to experience something that I get to experience, you know, every so often.
And then you got to experience what I experienced, bro.
Yeah.
Because you literally got to vape off of my setups, bro, and how
it was
I vape,
so fucking
you know
good.
what
I'd just
mean?
be sitting by the fire and I'm like, give me some of that
dude,
Boule,
anytime,
dude.
like, I literally have to keep an eye on my mod, bro, because if I put it down, 2 seconds later, it was in Ashton's hand, and he was vaping.
It was so good.
I feel like he vaped that mod more that weekend than I did. Which is cool, you know what I mean? He coded it, you know. At least I could do is let him use it, you know what I mean? But yeah, dude, I feel like that weekend kind of changed you because after that, I noticed you starting branching out and trying more flavors and things that you've heard us talk about. Like you really gotten into like Georgie and like you finally gotten into the toffee custard and stuff now. And like I can definitely see that
you also showed me fucking Blast Off too, and I think it was like a week before you came up. I smashed a whole bottle of Blast Off, and I was vaping on Straw Dew at the time too. And then it was like Boule, toffee custard, Georgie, and then I got some Alex. I'm gonna try.
Oh yeah, dude.
So.
It's different.
It's
a nice liquid, bro. It's different because it's not like anything else out there, bro.
Yeah, I smelled it and I knuckled it and I was like, ooh, that threw me back. So I'm excited to try some of that.
And what about you, Sean? Like,
and
has
I'm
your
just kind of
palate
open
changed?
to.
Sorry, my bad, Ashton. Didn't mean to cut you off.
Just kind of open to really anything at this point now. Like I want to try a lot of the Skipper Milk Pie stuff from OPMH. That's like my next.
Yeah,
that's a good line, dude.
Yeah, fucking Primitive are the shit. Those dudes make some solid liquids. It's bomb. Like me, my flavor palette hasn't changed a goddamn bit. I'm still a fucking snob. I still like what I like and hate what I hate.
I will say though, from the period of time that I've known you, I have seen a couple flavors pop up in your buffets that I never would have thought I would have seen.
Yeah, like mango champagne.
Yeah, dude. Like I've seen some fruits pop up that normally wouldn't be
but this is the thing is that I have always had a fruit or two that I would throw in once in a great while because like anybody who vapes as much custard and dessert and that sort of thing like I do, we all know that you have to reset your palate once in a while.
Yeah.
You got to do something that's just like extremely off the other end of the spectrum in order to like really break up your palate. And so for the longest time, it would be something like Brain Freeze from Naked. It was perfect. It was one of those just go-tos to break up the palate. There was
That's actually a really good flavor though too.
It is.
That's a
That's
good,
what helped. That's what helped get me off cigarettes, bro.
There was a from a local company, ADV. There's the mango smoothie that they did that like I loved, but of course times change, your availability for things change, and so it's like, all right, well, you start finding things that are along those lines, and so Own Boy dropped Own Boy Mango. I was like, well, let me try that for a mango fix. I like that. All right, cool. Seafood did the never mind that shit. I went, okay, just on name alone,
I gotta see it.
I'm a fan. I gotta try it. Never mind that the flavor profile is mangoes and champagne. Like, let's go. Let's give it a shot. But I mean, at the end of the day, like, for me, as a person, I drink a lot of coffee, hot chocolate, things like that. Like, that's predominantly the things I drink throughout the day. You can't vape mixed berry lemonade. Shout out to Mitch. I love that. It's a great flavor. But you can't vape that and then take a sip of coffee. It's disgusting. Like, it's just the worst combo ever. Lemonade and coffee don't mix. But lemonade and butterscotch custard, that works. So, like, that's why I stay so much in that dessert realm, because it complements the coffee that I'm drinking throughout my day and the things like that. Also, if you listen to the Shed Time podcast, we've discussed that, sometimes fruits don't always complement my extracurricular activities as well. And I feel like desserts do a better job complementing those extracurricular activities as well. And so that's also a benefit. But on the flip of that, like, let's be honest, and I know Poon Sauce can identify with this one. Something is wonderful about, like, a nice citrus vape with a nice beer, like an IPA or something. So, there's something to be said about that.
I've been noticing with that too. So it's like how I've been saying with the reading I've been doing, where we're going on a small tangent about beer really quick, but that's okay. Where the hoppier and the more kind of stronger IPA flavor you get, I want to really suggest to you, next time you do that, have a dessert vape right next to you, and you're going to be very surprised, because the sweeter the dessert, the better hops enjoys it on your tongue. And it's hard. I can't figure out why that works, but it does.
I want to say, like, the Stella Wagon went really
works.
well.
I don't know. I can't put my finger on why it does, but it does. Something like natural sugary sweetness, I think about it. I don't know.
I mean, I think you're right, though, Ashton, because I feel like I was vaping Boule during that show.
Yeah, I remember saying it during the podcast, and I was like, holy fuck, this pairs really good with Boule.
Yeah.
And, like, when you were saying that about, drinking beers and vapes, I've noticed a lot when I drank beer and I was vaping, like, fruitier vapes or, like, a strawberry vape, I would, drink my beer, and then I would go to vape, and then my strawberry would go super floral on me.
Some fruity stuff, when it comes to like an IPA, it'll get really florally.
That's why I don't really care for fruitier vapes when I'm drinking beer.
See, the one that still stands out to me is Harambe from 12 Monkeys. It had grapefruit and a whole bunch of citrus going on in it, which really surprised the shit out of me. Not a flavor profile I ever would have expected to enjoy as much as I enjoyed that. And that with an IPA, oh my goodness, it was like one for me, then a vape, then another, then a vape. Like, you just couldn't stop. Oh, it was so good. I miss it. I miss it dearly now. Damn. Shout out to 12 Monkeys. Somebody from 12 Monkeys send me some Harambe. I got a vape embargo in Massachusetts. Come on.
Yeah, I've never tried any of the 12 Monkeys stuff.
As a guy who is a self-admitted fruit hater, every fruit I tried was extremely good from them, except for the grape, because nothing grape has ever impressed me.
Yeah, I'm not a big grape person. I can taste cotton straight through grape for some reason.
Cranberry apple, bro.
Ooh.
Brilliant. Brilliant combo. Yeah. Totally need it. Damn it. All right. We just went wildly off track thanks to that one. Oh, man.
But with that, guys, we are running down to about the last 10 minutes here. So before we get too off base here, let's kind of wrap things up and bring it back in. And of course, you guys know what time it is. It's time to add some songs to Vaping with the Ohmies music playlist. So that means everyone here on the panel will have an opportunity to throw 2 songs on the playlist, as well as you guys out there in chat. We're going to have Sean and Ashton pick a song out from chat this week. So once we go through and we do our picks, they'll go through chat and start scrolling through and picking out one of your guys'. So, of course, start dropping those song titles and artists in the chat, of course. That way we know who it is, and Corey will be able to find out, or it will be easy. I don't know why I can't. I'm all flustered right now because of what happened earlier. I'm still kind of beside myself. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and do that. So with that, Corey, why don't you go ahead and start and add the song onto the playlist this week that you want to choose, and then go ahead and pass it on after that.
Okay, so let's see. These guys are finally releasing their self-titled full length that I've been waiting on for so long, and they just released another single. So I'm gonna go with the song "Scorpion Hymn" by Era.
All right.
And let's pass it off to Ashton.
Well, since we talk about music a lot on the Shed Time podcast, and we just had Speak the Rebel on the other day, and we were talking about how we think, hip hop from the 90s is still fucking relevant, because it is. I'm going to throw down, the first song will be San Francisco Nights from People Under the Stairs.
Yeah, dude.
If you guys have been watching a lot of my Instagram stories, that song's been on repeat for the last 3 weeks, and my wife's probably about ready to kill me.
All right. So what about you, Sean?
Ooh, well, I'm going to follow what Ashton said by actually throwing down Speak the Rebel, and we're going to put down Porsche Mutt.
Yeah, okay, good. You didn't pick the one I was gonna pick. I don't think it's released yet then. Damn it, it's not released, is it?
Red, White, and You might already be out.
Okay.
It might. I don't like it's out in the sense that like I know it's on YouTube. I don't know if it's made it to the Spotify just yet.
Okay.
You could check a Spotify maybe, I don't know.
I've just been listening to it off the email.
All right, so now I guess it's my turn. You know what? I think I'm gonna go ahead and throw I don't know if this is on here or not yet, but you know what? No, what? We'll go with this one instead. We're gonna go "Safe and Sound" by Revolution.
Oh, classic.
That's a good one.
And then back to you, Corey.
Let's see. What to choose? Let's look here. Click that. Scroll this way. Okay, it's not there. Let's do it the other way. Son of a bitch. Let's see. That's great. I'll do the song "Glutton" by Humanity's Last Breath. And back to Ashton.
So, since we were just speaking on Speak the Rebel, and I just got confirmation that it is on Spotify already, the next song I'm going to pick is from Speak the Rebel, Red, White, and You, and it's a new one that just recently dropped, and whew, boy, let me tell you what, it's fire.
It's a heater.
Yeah, that kid can spit.
Yeah, he's not an amateur.
Yeah, if you guys like Merc or a lot of what like Sea-Lance is producing with, it's a lot sounds really similar. Just it's pretty crazy that two people are on totally different sides of the continent making kind of similar sounds.
Yep. All right, so I guess that's me now, and I'm gonna do Damian Marley's Kingston 12.
Damian Marley's always in the rotation at some point.
Well, and for those who may not have realized, Bob Marley's birthday was just this past week, and
Saturday.
And Kingston 12 is his son's tribute to his dad, so it's kind of a cool fitting moment. So that's you, Mr. Janklin.
Let's see here. What do I want to do for my last one? You know what? I'm gonna put this one on here because I don't think it's on this yet, and it's actually kind of a funny song. It's a Bartender song by Rehab. Bartender really did it this time.
Yep.
It's a good.
Now my question is, which
time.
which version do you prefer?
I
Because
prefer
there's
the one with the actual verse.
I was gonna say, because there's the original version with Steak Knife
Yes.
rapping on it, and then
That's
there's
the
the
one
re-released version
That's
without
the one
him.
I prefer.
So that's from their very first
Yes.
album. Yeah, that's a pretty gritty. That's a pretty gritty track.
Oh, well, would you look at that? Let's also say a quick happy birthday to Lando's mom, 74
Happy
years old and
birthday.
still dealing with his crazy ass. Yeah, dude, happy birthday to Lando's mom. Hopefully you have
Shout out to-
amazing birthday.
Shout out to Mama Lando.
So with that being said, did we all get our picks on? Now it's
Sean,
time
what was the
for
name of that song from Damian Marley again?
Kingston 12.
Got it right there. Okay, cool, got it.
Fire.
Okay, back to you, Jim.
All right, so with that, it is time for the two of you fellas to go ahead and start scrolling through chat and pick out some lucky winner for their song choice.
Well, I have to pick this one because Lizzie already knows. Smooth Operator.
Oh!
That is definitely my fucking choice.
Oh, man. She's over here playing to the judges because she has one of my favorite tracks in there, but I also feel like I'm not going to be able to pick her because you just picked her, and I can't have her get two
She
songs
threw out
on
my
it back to
favorite
back.
Sure you
So-
can. Lizzie doesn't have many songs on the list.
Oh, man. All right. Well, if James says it's okay, then we're going to throw this other one on there that she also dropped, which is Footsteps, and the artist name is Vanilla. So we're going to get some lo-fi on this bitch now.
Got it.
All right.
This is such a weird playlist.
Dude,
I love it.
it's so all over the place, man. It really is. But that's kind of the cool thing about it, man, is because like you never know what you're gonna get, man. You really don't. You could get a country song, you can get a rap song, you can get a metal song, you can get Smooth Operator. You know, you can get the thong
You're gonna
song.
get
I
a
think
hell
that's
lot of
even on
reggae.
there.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. And I know I've thrown a few monkey wrenches into the works
Oh, yeah,
over
dude. There's been
over the
some
last
doozies
season.
on there, dude, for sure. But with all that being said, guys, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up the show here. You know what? Before I throw it to Corey, I'm gonna throw it over to my boys here and let them plug what they got going on. So we'll start off with Mr. Palmas Powders first. What you got to say to the peoples?
Well, thanks for coming out. It's always a pleasure to be on the Ohmies on a Monday. It kind of, makes my Mondays just finish off that much better. So if you guys haven't, follow me at Palmer's Powders on Instagram, Facebook, or just visit the website, palmerspowders.com. And don't forget, moderation's key, you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy. And with me, you already know where to find me. Friday nights over there on that fella there, Mr. Frames Jenkins channel. Yeah, you can catch me and Uncle Chris doing the green room over there with him, and ShedTimePodcast.com, ShedTime Podcast over there on the Instagram, ShedTime Studios on the YouTube. We're everywhere. So ShedTimePodcast.com, your one-stop shop, and I'll say like I always do: don't let the bastards get you down. Be cool, don't be a dick, and whatever it is you do, make sure you make it fun, Mr.
Boom Sauce. What you got coming up, man?
Yeah, if nobody okay, where I was able to come in, I dropped another review for some Death by Tickle for today. So if you haven't seen that yet, go check it out. Very delicious brew from Levante Brewing. I'm gonna have another review going tomorrow. I think I'm gonna do another fruit sour from the Brewing Project up in Wisconsin. So keep an eye out on that. same time, same place, you know. And yeah, what's in the news this Wednesday? It's actually going to be earlier than the normal scheduled programming. I believe it's going to be at 6 p.m. Central this week because Logan's got something going on later in the night, so we pushed it up a couple hours. So keep an eye out for when the time is for that. And yeah, that's all I got going this week. What about you, Lynn?
So, of course, like Sean says, make sure you guys come check us out on Friday over on my channel, 5 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, every Friday for a new episode of The Green Room. Of course, you can keep an eye out on my channel this week because I will be dropping my review for the Trishul V2 from Hell Vape. So you guys keep an eye out for that. Of course, also go over there and check out the latest Shed Time podcast episode. We had a pretty cool episode this week. It's something a little different. I didn't really have all that much to contribute, but it was cool to kind of sit back and hear some
Uncle Chris got a good story in there.
He's got some good ones in there, bro. So you guys go over there, go check that out. Of course, if you guys haven't yet, follow us on SoundCloud because we do have a 200 follower giveaway coming up pretty quick, guys. We're getting close. And then we have a 500 follower giveaway coming up after that. Of course, you can check us out, shedtimepodcast.com, all that good stuff. We got the YouTube, Shed Time Studios. Go over there, go check that out. We're over there on the Instagram as well, Shed Time Podcast. Go check that out. And all that being said, guys, I think that's pretty much it as far as things go for me. I do want to say a huge shout out to, again, the three of you that actually went and pledged to the Patreon. You guys are absolutely amazing and mean the absolute world to me. You guys really... You guys have all kind of threw me for a loop here. I've kind of been beside myself the entire show because I don't know how to feel about this personally. But hey, it is what it is. But of course, you guys, we could talk as much as you want. You have like a direct line to me now through the Patreon. So, if you guys want to talk, chat, whatever, content will be coming soon, guys. I promise. We'll do some cool stuff over there, guys. With all that being said, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up as we always do. We're going to send out all those positive vibes. Crisp, high fives, and let's just vape on, Shedheads. And Ohmies.